Hey guys, so my name is Leon, and today we're going to talk about episode 28 of Big Brother 32, aka Big Brother All Stars. With that being said, let's just jump right into the episode. So, Cody ends up winning the Power Veto and ends up leaving Tyler and Christmas as nominations on the block, which, they're good to see. There's no reason for him to put up Enzo and Nicole, who are two people more loyal to him than definitely Christmas and possibly Memphis in some cases. Even though Memphis does have some loyalty to him too. So yeah, he leaves the nomination same. Tyler knows he's in big trouble here. Tyler starts his campaign, tries to campaign to Enzo, but like, hey Enzo, you need to keep me here. I'm more of a loyal ally than Christmas. Christmas is gonna turn on you guys, but in factuality, Christmas is more kind of loyal to Enzo, and it's not like really loyal to Cody. Cody's the person who should really think about keeping Tyler of Christmas, but at the same time, like I mentioned in the last episode, Tyler's the biggest threat to Cody's game in terms of being the comp beast. So Cody should definitely think about getting rid of Tyler here. Anyways, this episode has something that I really was looking forward to and finally seen the jury segments, and it's really good to see like what's the jury's thought of the game is. We haven't seen the jury had no, thoughts yet. Like when we see Ian go to jury, we see Ian so I'm all alone. And it seemed obviously, I guess, from talking to Julian, having some awareness again that he knew Nicole was already against him, and Nicole was the one that flipped, and that the bond David and Kevin were the ones who voted to keep him, and Nicole was with her alliance that didn't keep him. So Ian had awareness in there, and then when Devon comes in jury after Ian, Devon's like, "Oh my God, I'm so upset that Nicole tricked me again, and Nicole didn't keep me." And he was like, "Oh, I know Nicole was against me after blah blah blah," and Ian seemed to be understanding Devon. Devon was kind of upset Nicole Big Brother 18 because she played with Nicole before, but let's see Devon is able to look past it with Nicole again in this season. But Devon was like, "Hey, I approached Nicole multiple times, telling you like, hey, I approached Nicole multiple times. I told Nicole that you can tell me the truth or blah. I'm going out anyways, yada yada." And it sucks that Devon started to be lied to by Nicole over time, and Devon might not hold that against them, but Devon might be like, like the pedo who's in the final two, she might be like, nope. Like she doesn't want to like it's not that she never want to vote for Nicole, but she might hold that against Nicole. Who knows? And then we see the jury segments from the triple eviction. Like obviously you see Kevin come in and it's like they hope Kevin stays in the house, and Kevin walks in, it's like, oh crap. And it sucks for them. And then they can say, oh, hope David's able to come in the house. And then when Kevin, Devon, and Ian when they predict that Enzo uh is either Enzo or David gonna come in the house, and when they were surprised, oh, David came in there, and they was like, oh no. And I'm like, why did they predict Enzo? Like, do they not have awareness that Enzo, yes, he seemed to be say yo 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 all that stuff, but Enzo is more plugged in the house than people think. You know what I'm saying? So today, David, how you end up in here? And then Dave explained to them that it was between him and Nicole, and that Tyler and Christmas, from the looks of it, wanted to keep him, and they thought they have Enzo's boat, but Enzo was the one flipped on them, and even Kevin, the was, oh, Enzo, I wish you did the big move. I wish you did the big move. I wish you did a big move. And obviously disappointed that Enzo didn't make that big move, especially David. I'm like, why did Enzo have to make the big move to keep you guys? And like I said before, as much as I like Devon, I like Kevin, I like David as people, and even Ian as people. They just didn't play well, and that's what they enjoy else, right? Um. Anyways, and then the next segment, well, not next segment, the next person that pops in the jury, they're like, "Oh, I wonder who's gonna be the next person to pop in jury." And even before this person, which is obviously Danielle, pops in jury, they think Danielle's winning the game, and I'm like, "Oh my God, do these people have any common sense?" And then they look down on Nicole. Oh, Nicole's like, and Danny's winning the game. I'm like, what are these guys thinking, right? And Danny ends up walking in to the jury, and it's like, oh, and they're so surprised and like, oh no, oh my god, and they seem really sad at Danny. Just, oh, we would have both for you. And in my head, I'm like, Danny was on the bottom of the Lions, and just like Devon, Kevin, and Ian, and whatchamacallit, David didn't. Yeah, I said Kevin, right? Yeah, David, Kevin, DeBron, and Ian didn't know that it was on the bottom, and even Danny didn't know she was about. She thought she was Cody's number one or number two at least, and it's like, come on. Anyways, Danny walks in. She seems upset that she got voted out by the Lions. I'm like, are you serious? Danny just played too obviously. She didn't play well, so of course when the numbers of her lines goes down, and she's a generally run the mill a good player, but it's just she just got outplayed. Period. Anyways, Danny said, "Oh, I'm upset," blah blah blah, and I feel like Danny's the only one that has not common sense, but Danny's the only one that has real sense of the game because obviously she's been working with the Lions, and she said, "Oh, she's disappointed that Cody told her. She hopes that Cody gets to the end." And even like Devon was like, "Hey, Cody has two people he's really close to, Nicole and Danny. Is about a matter of time before he drops one of the puppets, and he said, "Oh, I guess he dropped Danny." Even Devon made a funny joke like, "Oh, Trevor, bitch," and I'm so glad I didn't go out. Trevor, I'm glad when I'm before that. I'm like, it messed these people up. I'm like, really? I mean, Kevin was sad. I think it only really messed Danny up. Like, I feel like David knew he was screwed, and Ian even mentioned when David was like, "Oh, he took the money." And Ian was like, "Oh, I don't blame you taking the money." Like, they seem more sympathetic for him taking the money than people that are still in the house. I'm like, duh, Ian. At least you got common sense in terms of like, of course, why not David would take the money? He's in the bottom. They'll take him out anyways. Even if it was for charity, was supposedly David says he's taking it for charity or not. It is what it is. If I'm David and I'm on the bottom and I don't have like the numbers as I think, I would have took the money too. I have more money than the second, like than probably everybody in jury, but the second place finisher. Why not? Anyways, it was so good to see the jury segment. It was so good to see people's thoughts, perceptions about people in the jury, and it was funny. They think that Danny was winning the game, but and at least Danny was the only one who said, "Hey, Cody's won the game," and I'm actually surprised that even Enzo, they was like, I thought that they would be more positive towards Enzo, more happy about Enzo, but they kind of like Big Brother 12, where obviously if like Lane and Hayden where Cosmo and Hayden narrowly beats out Lane, but if Enzo would have got to the end that season, Enzo would have lost to both Hayden and Lane because Lane would have been more likable and Hayden would have been the better competition beast and better comp winner, whatever. It's looking that way for Enzo. I'm like, damn. Because I think Enzo honestly played a lot better this year than Big Brother 12. But anywho, the Jerry Summer is fun. Then we get to the boat. It was 3-0 Tyler. Tyler was the biggest threat. Enzo, Nicole, and Memphis was like, hey, let's take out Tyler. Tyler's a player that was taken out. It is what it is. And yeah, man, it is what it is. Um, I'm not, I don't think they did the HOH competition yet. So maybe we'll see that who won the HOH competition on Sunday's episode. So yeah, I guess be on the lookout for that. Stay tuned. And yeah, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for my channel if you can, but definitely like the video if you like the content. And thank you guys for watching and adios.